I'm Nola. I'm in the Wellness Lounge. I'm one of your detox consultants, and I'm going to explain how to do our Colema demonstration. So the first thing we do is set up our board, which you'll find hanging on the wall. You'll find a stool. So we're going to bring the stool over, pull up both pieces of the toilet, and then take off the board. It's not too heavy, but it's nice to be secure with your holding. And setting this end over the stool all the way back, and then maybe you want to just check that the stool feels comfortable and centered and stable. So in your bag that you received on your welcome day, you'll have this funny little kit. This is your Colema kit. You have 2 Colema tips. It's actually the Colema tip and the adapter, a pair of gloves, disposable gloves, and a little bottle of coconut oil. So with our bucket, we will take it off, fill it up outside with your big bottle of filtered drinking water. We do 3/4 normal temperature water. Then we fill 1 kettle with the filtered drinking water, turn it on to heat it up, add 1 boiling kettle and 1 Colema additive into the bucket. So this will now be filled up. With 1 kettle, it should be a really good temperature, but please check it before you actually start. There may even be the time that you set things up that it will cool down just perfectly, but we really want that temperature to be a comfortable body temperature. So not too hot, as too hot it will burn your body. We don't want to burn that sensitive skin. But if it's cooled down a little, for example, maybe a phone call came in or you were busy doing something else and it cooled down a little, that's okay. You might just have an initial like, oh, it's a little bit fresh, but much better than being hot and burning yourself. Then remove the tube. Please note that this tube is brand new. It's for you, so no one else has ever used it, as well as your Colema tip. So this is the package that you'll receive in your little bag. We have in here 2 little pieces. So we're going to set it out. I'll put them together in just a moment. Our gloves and coconut oil. So with our tube, we have this little device, our high-tech on and off button. You can adjust it because essentially once we set it up, it will be from the back. So you want to make sure that this piece is easy for your hand to reach. So it'll be right about hand distance. Okay, how to use this? So if it's open, you can see it's open, on, the water's flowing. Then as you close it, press down, press pretty well. There's a few clicks, so make sure you get all the clicks, otherwise there'll still be a small amount of water flow. Pop open, water flows, and then close to stop the water. So right now, we're going to start the natural gravity process of the water. We open it, open the water flow, and then you can easily just suck onto the, or you can cup it with your hand if you don't want to touch the tube, and give it a little suck until it comes down. It's actually quite easy. As it starts coming down, you can put it here until it arrives at the bottom as it starts coming out. So therefore, there's no more air in the tube. Stop the water flow and rest for just a moment. Then we take our 2 pieces. So we have the holes here at the end of the tip. This is the part that you will insert into yourself. The other side, we're going to put it in here. Make sure to push it in really tight. Yep. And then you want it to look kind of like a smiley face because we love Colemas. And it's also the shape of the body. So this piece is coming from the inside. There's a small hole here. This little piece goes in through here, and this one will attach to the back. Again, press it on nice and tight. And watch how the tube goes. So we kind of want to adjust it again to the natural shape of the body. So it's curving up a little bit. Second thing to do, or after you've got this on, is to, I point it down into the water and let the water flow. So open up and let the water flow out so that we've gotten rid of all of the air bubbles and it's ready to go. Stop it really well, and now we're ready. So, preparing your space. We're all set up. I like to have gloves nearby, coconut oil nearby, maybe your music, light some incense, really create the space. Remember that this is an ancient practice. This is something that only our society in the past couple generations has really lost. So this is such an amazing cleansing process for our body. Come back into that. Let's not think about how gross it is, but really the benefits. And to breathe, to be relaxed, to be in a calm state, to have your fan going, anything that's going to make you really relaxed and comfortable. Okay, sometimes you might want to roll up a little towel for a little cushion in your head, or maybe put the towel down. I don't suggest putting it all the way, so just maybe like a portion of the way for your head to rest. So we've set up the space, we have everything we need, our gloves, our coconut oil, maybe your music, incense, something to drink if you think you might need it, although you probably won't, but anything that you might need to have it in hand's reach. Because once we lay down, we stay down until the end of it. Therefore, we're not getting up and moving around. This is a beautiful process. If you've ever done an enema, which is a smaller version, it doesn't have the table, so you have to kind of jump up and get on the toilet. Whereas this, we're laying down and you get to release right into it. So let me explain the procedure. Okay, so as you lay down back, feet can go here, or if you have longer feet, maybe we put them up a little bit. The two holes are the end that are going in, obviously, so the water can enter into the rectum. So we're going about 2 knuckles of your finger, so about this distance. And that's all that needs to go in. If you feel like that's not enough, you can go a little bit more, it's okay, but you don't need to put the whole amount in. Again, remember that it feels like it's in the curve of the body, so curving up. Once you've inserted, I'm sorry, did I say coconut oil? So putting a little bit of coconut oil on the tip to ease the insertion. However, not too much because it might slip right out. So a little bit of coconut oil just to make it nice. Okay, then we're sliding your bum all the way down as far as you can go. And we're ready to start. This is at hand's reach, so we can click open, allow the water to flow. As the water is flowing in, so when we naturally have a bowel movement, it works clockwise, it exits the body. As the water unnaturally is coming in, we're going counterclockwise. So you want to even think of massaging yourself, maybe even use a little bit of the coconut oil on your fingertips for some nice smooth flow movement. Maybe you feel something going on, you can actually move a little bit like this. Yeah, oh, feel something there. And we really want it to move all the way up and around the large colon. It may not get all the way around, that's okay. But the idea is to help the flow come in, preferably even up into the right side. That we have our liver up here, so it helps to activate some flushing as well as the liver and the gallbladder. Okay, so as the water is coming in, now granted your first time, you probably have a lot of food in here, so you'll probably have an immediate flush, or you'll be releasing a lot more. That's okay. Just go with whatever your body needs to do. We don't force anything. We don't need to hold the piece in. We don't need to push anything out. Just let the system work itself, okay? Remember to breathe. Remember to relax. If you have an appointment afterwards, your head is going to be nervous, and this affects all of this action. It will also tense up, and everything is going to be a little bit slower. So again, just relax into it. Okay, so water's coming in. And then as you feel the need to release, go ahead and just let it go. Again, no pushing, no forcing, just to let it come out. And then more water will come in. And when it needs to release, it will come out. We keep repeating this process. It might change throughout the entire bucket. So during the process, again, it doesn't matter how many rounds, every body is different, every day is different. You might have a different amount of matter that's releasing, and then it takes a little while for the next batch to come through. So just know that it might be 30 to 60 minutes. I would plan at least 60 minutes with the setup and everything, and to not be rushed as you do this. Allow the time for your body to really go through the process. So again, you'll be repeating, the water comes in as much as you can. You gently hold it so you don't have water coming out all the time. You want the water to come in. If you feel comfortable, once you get the flow of it, maybe you can invite yourself to bring in a little bit more water and see if you can, the more you can get in, the more is going to be softened and release. And then allow your release to come out. Through the process, you might feel some sensations because we're releasing a lot of things within the body that have been there for a while. And they may not be happy to leave. So you might feel a little bit of heat or a coolness, or even some people get a little lightheaded. Some people have emotional releases. So really be prepared that whatever you're doing, whatever's happening is just good. It's part of the process, and to accept it and to let it be and to not panic and to just breathe through it. It's actually really amazing. So the first few days are probably the hardest, and then it becomes much easier, and then it feels so good afterwards. So, all right, so let's say that we've finished our bucket now. We see some air bubbles coming through here. That would be your signal to stop. Yep. We don't need any extra air in the body. So we stop the water flow. Gently take yourself off. You have been laying for a while, so slowly come up. And we can use the spray gun to start to wash some of the things down and detach your tip. So to sterilize your tips, we have this little jar, Colema kit. Then you put the part that was in your body with the 2 little holes, we put that inside, set it into the sink. We have our hot water, and we just pour it right through and down and sterilize the tips and let the hot water sterilize whatever might be in there. Maybe we wash it around a little bit. You could repeat the process if you feel like that wasn't sufficient, but the hot water is very good at sterilizing any germs. If you feel like you need a little extra, maybe you could even spray a little bit, but make sure to really rinse it off so that we don't get any chemicals in our body. After you've cleaned everything off, you've taken your own shower, you're giving yourself plenty of time, maybe like 15-20 minutes, to put everything in place before you go running out of the room. Just take one more moment to maybe even do a little bit of jumping, some gravitational movement, maybe do some twisting in your digestion, and then sit on the toilet. So before we've been laying, and now I invite you to sit, so it's this different action to release any last bit that wants to come out. And then you can go run across the room. So it's much better to always have that last moment of release, and it might take a little bit. So yes, just be with it, stay with it, and then you're usually done. All right, so one more addition. After you feel comfortable, perhaps after your first few couple days or first few couple colemas, after you've gotten all the food out and you feel ready and curious to see what's coming out of your body. Some people are more ambitious, they want to start it right away. Whenever you feel comfortable, this is an option to take the little basket. Yes, if you're wondering what this is in your room, a basket and a sponge for cleaning the basket out. So we actually drop the basket into the toilet and then set your table up on top. That way, at the end, the water will drip out and all the matter that's come out of your stomach, all kinds of interesting things, you'll see what's coming out of you. If you really want, you could take a photo and ask the detox consultants. Then you can tap it out, use the little gun to wash it out. So in your little Colema kit, you have a pair of gloves. These I keep by the side. I don't use them through the whole process because it's nice to have, if you're massaging yourself, to have your natural hands. However, once you've finished the Colema and you're ready to stand up and clean things, this is the best time to have the gloves. In your little kit, in your bag, came one pair of gloves. These are clearly disposable gloves. So the housekeeping is refilling your little jar with some extra gloves in here. Okay, and if they don't give you an extra pair for some reason, you can always ask at the cafe for another pair of gloves. So to clean our tip, you can also do this at the sink, but just to show you briefly. So I've taken the tips off and I put the holes into the base. So we're doing this at the sink, but just to show a demonstration, we'll be pouring the hot water without holding it through the tip and washing it out. So hot water, and you can do this a couple times if it feels good, but please be careful of your fingers. The other thing that we will do, in your room you have 2 cleaners. So the clear one is vinegar and essential oils. I suggest not to use this on your tip because I'm not sure what ingredients they use and it might irritate your skin a little bit. But if you feel good about using the more natural version for your board, for the space, then that's a really good version. Otherwise, we've got our really proper chemical one, sanitizer. This you can use on the board, a little bit on the tip if you really feel comfortable. But yeah, go easy and make sure to rinse it off really well and to use hot water to sterilize even more.